Right, so this is, I decided I'm going to take a leaf out of, fuck off. I'm going to take a leaf out of Sargon's book, and I'm just going to do, like, a thinkery-style video. So, BBC Trending. What are NPCs, and why are they on your social media? By Chris Bell. This is, yeah, we're in for a treat tonight, aren't we, lads? So... first, let's look at the latest post. So, Russian censor offers 24-hour online bans for anniversary. Okay. I've never used VKontakte. I've heard of it, but oh. Painting of Trump among past presidents seen at White House. Well, that's not a surprise, is it? Russians joke Soyuz rocket still heavier than air. Well, it's a fucking rocket. It's going to be heavier than air. You fucking... That's a fucking non-article right there. Him too. How Peter Hansen's mother made him internet famous. Don't care. Right, so... The Trump supporting right has a new favourite meme and it's being shared far and wide to troll their political opponents. Twitter has suspended hundreds of accounts after users on pro-Trump Reddit forum r/TheDonald coordinated efforts to set up non-player character profiles mocking liberals on the social networking site. The trolling campaign was born out of the characterization of liberals as automatons incapable of independent thought on areas of Reddit and 4chan. Just one thing there, and I love that fucking... I love that is just... Oh, this image is beautiful! Orange man racist, orange man bad. Oh my god. Right, so first I take umbrage with automatons incapable of independent thought, because there are automatons capable of independent thought that are actually useful to society. But I digress. So in 24 hours there were more than 30,000 uses of the term NPC on Twitter, and Facebook pages dedicated to the trend have amassed tens of thousands of followers. So what is an NPC? It's a video game reference. J'accuse! Hashtag Gamergate. Fucking Jesus. Non-player characters, NPCs, are controlled by the game's artificial intelligence, and that's what I mean by there are mindless automatons incapable of independent thought that are useful. I mean, granted, I've just come off a 2 or 3 hour Fallout 4 binge where I'm still building settlements. But no, there are NPCs useful. There are nice NPCs, you know. In a 2016 post on 4chan, one anonymous user referred to people who autonomously follow groupthinks and social trends in order to appear convincingly human as NPCs. If you get in a discussion with them, it's always the same buzzwords and hackneyed arguments, the poster wrote. It's like in a video game when you accidentally talk to someone twice and they give you the exact lines word for word once more. In recent months, the term has been adopted enthusiastically by right-wing social media users. It's frequently used interchangeably with social justice warrior, or SJW, as a catch-all term for their political opponents. You might also listen, right-click, the new online culture wars, Trump artwork spotted on White House wall, fucking orange man racist, orange man bad, and him too, how Peter Hansen's mother made him internet famous. Never heard of Peter Hansen. Not the thing on the fucking... Not the subject, right? So, Wojak, aka Feels Guy, is a simply drawn character already used widely online. The character is often used as a reaction image to represent feelings such as melancholy, regret, or loneliness, according to Know Your Meme. The modification of Wojak's face to replace a motive expression with a crudely drawn generic blank expression has become one of the most popular visual representations of the meme. I almost read that as of all time and had flashes of fucking Kanye there. As well as Wojak, images of prominent liberals were also modified. Colin Kaepernick, the American football player whose refusal to stand during the playing of the national anthem to protest against police violence on African Americans drew heavy criticism from President Trump, is among them. Now, just to get a little aside with the whole take a knee Colin Kaepernick thing, it really does speak volumes to how stupid Colin Kaepernick really is, because if you take a knee during the national anthem, like where I live, in the UK, if you kneel before something, you are swearing fealty to it. If you bend the knee to something, that's a common phrase, if you bend the knee. It's like Vader in the old school Star Wars films. In the original trilogy, Vader bends the knee and talks to Palpatine. You know, he talks to Palpatine, he bends the knee, and that is a common thing throughout history, that the leader, everyone would kneel before the leader and bend the knee. So, to bring it back to the present day, where, you know, if you kneel during the national anthem, you're swearing fealty to it. You're not protesting and standing. I mean, I know it's a sign of respect to stand and sort of hand over your chest and blast out the national anthem. But kneeling is just as respectful in a lot of Western cultures. So what Colin Kaepernick should have done is sat on his ass or laid down. You know? Instead of taking a fucking knee, the fucking moron. Other individuals whose images were doctored include Professor Christine Blasey Ford, who accused subsequently confirmed Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault, an allegation he strongly refuted. And it's all these fucking NPCs. It's fucking great. Like, my favourite one is the angry face, and like you can fucking it just I love it. I love the meme so much. It's great. So, as the term became more widely used, a group of Reddit users on one of the most vociferously pro-Trump corners of the internet hatched a plan. Members of the subreddit r/thedonald, which has more than 667,000 subscribers, created scores of Twitter profiles featuring grey NPC faces. When some of the accounts started tweeting false information regarding the upcoming midterm elections, Twitter took action to suspend a number of the accounts. Who cares? Well, that's the thing. Who does care? Well, Twitter, clearly, since it had suspended profiles set up to spread them, and many conservatives are upset by that action. Plus, what looks like a row over a meme sits in the broader context of ongoing culture wars. Trump supporters complain liberals denigrate them all as fascists or Russian bots, a valid point, might I add. Liberals are angered by their mass characterization as snowflakes or NPCs. The Trump supporting right has proven itself adept at spreading memes online. Researchers from the University College London, who analysed a huge database of memes, discovered the 4chan message board, Poll, and the subreddit r/thedonald were particularly effective. We find that Poll substantially influences the meme ecosystem by posting a large number of memes, while r/thedonald is the most efficient community in pushing memes to both fringe and mainstream web communities, the study's authors wrote. Now, that all kept in mind, there is credence to the saying, the left can't meme. And let's be fair, if I was to look up the fucking left-wing memes, it would pretty much boil down to orange man racist, orange man bad. I've seen some of the memes, and like if you ever want to ruin your day, all you really need to do is go onto Donald Trump's Twitter page and thumb one of his tweets and look at the responses. It's like, I remember there was like a fucking Veterans Day back. I don't want to disrespect anyone who might watch this, but Labor Day. Was that Labor Day? I don't know. But there was a thing. It might have been the Veterans Day weekend. I honestly can't remember for the life of me. But I remember seeing a tweet of him saying, you know, we support our troops, and a fairly innocuous thing, and then the fucking tirade of, oh, fucking President Bone Spurs, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. You can't even respect the fucking military without, without the horde of NPCs going, oh, President Bone Spurs, President Bone Spurs. And I'm not defending Trump, because he's capable of defending himself. And I'll leave that to people such as Razorfist and the like. I mean, Razorfist is one of my most watched channels. He's an absolutely hilarious and very insightful bloke. But I'm not here to suck Razorfist's dick. I'm here to laugh about NPCs. And I find it really a really interesting thing, because why would this ever be reported on? If you told me about 10 years ago that the BBC would be reporting on what are NPCs and why are they on your social media, I would have slapped you. If you went, oh yeah, Oliver, go back, fucking the BBC is gonna comment on a right-wing meme. And actually, if you told me many things that have happened this year alone, if you told me 10 years ago, I would have the same reaction. Donald Trump becoming president, I would slap you. Fucking Russian bots. And also, on the subject of Russian bots, it is a very interesting line of reasoning where the left can call everyone who disagree with them, not all the left, obviously, but like the outspoken left, the ones who the NPC meme is targeted towards, can dehumanize everyone they disagree with as fascists, Nazis, right-wing bigots, Russian bots. It's like if you look at certain films, like say Black Panther. Never watched it myself. I've not got much of an interest in the Marvel cinematic universe. I mean, The Winter Soldier is nice. I think that was the last like proper one. It was either Iron Man 3 and it was Iron Man 3 and The Winter Soldier. Those were the last two ones I watched, and those were years ago. Because I do like Iron Man. I have a vested interest in power armor. And The Winter Soldier, it just came across my thing, and the character of Bucky Barnes in The Winter Soldier is one that I find really interesting. But when you see Black Panther and it's like, oh, it's the best film of all this year, of all years, film of the year, all year, every year, yeah, fucking yeah, Black Panther. And I've seen some of the comments. I won't speak to the film's actual quality, but I've seen a lot of people criticize it for certain things, and you look at the ratings, saying, oh, how well reviewed it was. And it's like the reviewers had a different opinion to the watchers, and like the official reviewers were like, oh yeah, it's the best film, it's groundbreaking, and it's like they say it's groundbreaking, it's the best film ever because it was crewed solely by black people. And I remember seeing a video, and this might seem like I'm rambling, and to a point, yes, I am, but I do remember seeing a video recently about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I can't remember the YouTube channel's name, but I do remember sending it to a friend of mine, and I was so pissed off because this guy was basically saying, oh yes, we owe it to women to have a full female protagonist in an Assassin's Creed game, and I'm just like, bitch, Assassin's Creed Liberation, Aveline de Grandpré, or whatever her name is, Aveline, we'll call her that, call her Aveline, Evie, so start off with Aveline, a black woman, formerly a slave. I'm not sure about that past one. I'm assuming because it's set in that time frame, so it would be you would logically assume that she was a slave in that time, who becomes her own woman, who, I won't say fights the patriarchy, but, I'll be fair, I haven't played Liberation, it just kind of flew under my radar, but from the research I've done of it, it looks like a pretty interesting spin on the Assassin's Creed formula. Then you've got Evie from Syndicate. Now, Syndicate gets a lot of shit, but I think Evie and Jacob Frye are a very interesting dynamic, because Jacob fucking chronically fucks about, and he is the more fun protagonist. A lot of people say his humour's really shit, and people have kicked up a stink about him being bisexual, and I don't give a fuck if he's bisexual or not, it's never mentioned in the fucking game. The only time it's ever hinted at is when Eli Roth kisses him, but then you see Jacob recoil in disgust, or surprise, I'm not sure, but it just... And then Evie Frye, obviously, she has to play the straight man, because someone has to. But saying that we owe it to have a fully female protagonist is just ridiculous. Because we've already had female protagonists, and they just willfully choose not to see it. They just willfully go, oh yes, we need a fully female protagonist, one that doesn't, oh, Evelyn, oh, let's not count her, she's not in an actual Assassin's Creed game. Oh, what about Evie then? Oh no, we don't count her because reasons. And I just flipped off at this. It's like they don't seem to get the actual point, and they seem to have just the same talking points, and that's why the NPC meme has become so prominent. Anyway, my name is Alfin. I'll try and get more content out. Catch you later.